from OT Today. I'm Allison.
And I'm Olivia.
On this segment, we have the pleasure of interviewing John Wagner, Director of the Bi-State Development Research Institute. Wagner works with Links2Health, which is a mobile health unit that is stationed at 4 different metro stations in St. Louis County, which plans for expansion into St. Louis City.
With the goal of reaching people experiencing poverty, one of the main populations that they serve are residents of North City. Through a grant from the Federal Transit Administration, this goal has become a reality for the St. Louis community. The mobile health unit is operated by the St. Louis County Health Department, with help and assistance from the Bi-State Development Research Institute. Now we're going to switch over to Aaron with John Wagner.
So, what is the basic mission for your mobile health unit?
Well, it's the mission of the county. The Research Institute, like I said, received a grant from the Federal Transit Administration to deploy the county's mobile health unit into the community. And we thought it would be a good idea to look at having the unit be at the public transit stations in order to reach a wider variety of people.
What resources and other experiences did you draw from to decide if a mobile health unit, like how did you get the idea of a mobile health unit?
Well, it came from a gentleman, a friend of mine at work actually, who thought about the idea of using, and it all goes back to using the public transit stations as a form of community infrastructure. I mean, the infrastructure is already there, and we're just using it for other purposes beyond just being a bus station or a train station. And the mobile part of it actually came from somebody at the St. Louis County Department of Public Health. It was her idea. We were brainstorming ideas, maybe apply to the Federal Transit Administration grant, and she spun around in her chair and she says, "How about that thing right out there?" And she was pointing to their mobile screening unit, and from there the whole idea was born. Right now the unit is stationed at 4 public transit stations actually in St. Louis County, and those are really the highest need areas.
What screenings does the unit offer?
Basically, it's just a basic health screening, blood pressure, BMI assessment, those sorts of things, maybe cholesterol, I believe as well. But one of the biggest, one of the greatest needs is to get people access to a primary care physician. So they get, if they don't have insurance, they'll get them signed up for insurance and get them a doctor. If you just go out there and someone goes through and they get their blood pressure checked or whatever, and they do that and they walk out and they think, "Oh, I'm fine. I don't need to go to the doctor." Then you're making things worse, because maybe that person does need a doctor, but they went through the screening process, so they're fine, when that really isn't the case.
Do you find that you have all the resources that you need?
It'd always be nice to have a few more resources. We run a pretty lean ship, I think, at the Research Institute. I'd love to have more resources, to have additional health resources out in the community. But I think we do pretty well with what we have, though. But I don't give it a great deal of thought, because I work with what we have. Actually, I would like to address, and we are addressing it to a large degree, is access to healthy food. And I think that in the mobile health unit worked well hand in hand. We did receive a grant from the Missouri Foundation for Health to put 2 healthy food kiosks at Metrolink stations. So we have one in North Hanley and one in Wellston. That's not mobile, it's there all the time.
How will you fund the health unit after the 18-month demo?
That's a good point. If they solved a number of patients, X number of patients during the year and a half, if people actually made follow-up appointments, then that would be an indicator that it was working. Hopefully we may receive another grant to continue the program, or maybe actually have it funded through the county's budget process.
What made you start with the mobile health unit? What inspired you to get involved?
The feasibility study that we did, which was also the idea of a friend at work. He had the idea of doing that, and he applied to the Missouri Foundation for Health. They've been very kind to us, to to do the feasibility study. And in the process of the feasibility study, the grant became, it's called the Rides to Wellness Grant. The grant became available, so I kind of put the feasibility study aside for a little while to concentrate on applying for the grant with the county. From there, again, it's in the same with the access to the healthy food in the link markets. It's using the infrastructure that's at the stations for more than public transit. It's using it as a community infrastructure that's for the better good, and of course, providing health resources in the way of a screening unit or healthy food. So it's good for the community. So it's something that's worth doing.
Mm-hmm. If comfortable, tell us your best and worst experiences from being part of the mobile health unit. Has anything made this experience especially worthwhile?
I don't know that I've had any really bad experiences aside from just getting it started, really. Some of the best experiences, though, are just the people that visit, that show up at the clinic or the health unit, and are thrilled that it's there, and the reception that we've received from the community has been really gratifying. That's the biggest thing, which is why we do it. I mean, it's there for the residents of that area to take advantage of, and they've been the ones that's been the community that's been most vocal about. Yay, it's here. This is really cool. Mm-hmm. At the unit, we also created a series of maps for people to actually use public transit to get to their doctor's appointments. So a lot of the doctor's offices are along bus lines.
Hello OT Today, I'm Haley here at Wellstone Transit Center Metrolink Stop to talk about Links2Health. Links2Health offers free and fast health screenings. It is an 18-month pilot program offering assessments for blood pressure, diabetes, and other health screenings. Everyone who visits gets to apply for health insurance and follow up primary care. On Monday, the health unit goes to Rock Road, Tuesday to North County, Wednesday to North Hanley, and Thursday to Wellstone. The hours of operation are 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Now we will hear from Courtney about Link Markets.
Thank you, Haley. This is Courtney at the Link Market, which is a pop-up grocery store. The Link Market is a part of the Links2Health program where people can stop in at the food kiosks located at the North Hanley and Wilson Transit Centers. These food kiosks sell fresh produce, milk, bread, meat, and other healthy options at low prices. The Link Market is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and accepts cash, credit, and EBT payments. Cooking classes and education sessions to promote healthy eating are also available at the market.